So this is going to be our first podcast on YouTube, which I'm super excited about. We're already, as you can see here, on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, etc. I will list everything down in the description. And for you guys listening on Spotify and all of the other casting, we're recording simultaneously, so just work with us. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, what we're discussing today is vision boards and just preparing for the new year. I know a lot of times before the new year, people want to do a reset. People want to, write down their goals and everything. But now it is the new year, so it's like, what do we do now? Does that mean that we have to wait until next year? Or can we continue doing what we wanted to do prior to basically yesterday? Because we literally are today, January 1st, and I'm super excited about that. Now, the person that did the vision boards with me last night is my best friend, Denise.
Hi.
Yay! And I've been trying to do a vision board with her forever and a podcast forever. So my vision board is already starting to come true. I'm super excited about it. Also, if you see this amazing hoodie, for those of you who are on YouTube, you guys that are on regular podcasts, I'm sorry you can't see it, but it looks amazing and you can check it out on Instagram. We have a beautiful clothing line. It is called Lifer, Love Yourself, Fully Equipped Realness. And if you are down with the saying, you are definitely down with wearing the merchandise. So if you are interested, make sure you let me know and I will send you one of these amazing hoodies. Nala is agreeing. She's like, yes, please wear the hoodie. It's super warm and comfortable. It's a great color and it's ready for the winter and the spring and your workout if you're trying to, just up your wellness for the new year. So definitely be on the lookout for this. And she made it. Too. And oh yes, the pants as well. So and she printed it. She has a printing company, so definitely make sure you check her Instagram out, which I will link somewhere in the description box. So Denise, what are your thoughts about resetting for the new year? What are some of the things you put in your vision board last night? And in general, what do you think people should do now that today is the first towards any goals that they might have?
Well, hi. I think you can have different approaches when it comes to vision boards, where it could be you want to do something where it allows you to go to therapy and work on your mental health and all that stuff. Or you could do something where it's a physical accomplishment.
Yeah.
Like I was telling you last night, it'd be better if you took an approach in quarters of years. Mm-hmm. Same way you go to school. You have different semesters and stuff, and so you just focus on that. You don't focus on 365 days.
Yeah.
You'll be so stressed. So I still have to do that too. But overall, the vision board, I put better relationship with my mother. That's top. That is top. I feel every time, so my parents are retired in Dominican Republic, and they come and they go and everything, and I live there, we pay rent, we're adults, we're full-blown adults. However, I know that I'll always be my mom and my dad's little girl. I get it.
Right.
But it's so hard every time they come back that they want to baby you, and you're like, that's cool. I want you to baby me. I want that love.
Yeah.
But I'm an adult.
Basically trying to establish boundaries in your relationship.
It's so hard.
One of your very first relationships is with your parents. So
exactly.
It makes perfect sense.
So that's number one, trying to still have a relationship with them. Over the phone, catch up with them. I can be a very private person, yet an open book. Depends who you are. And so it's hard to set the boundaries and maintain them. It's good to set them. You're gonna have an argument. You're gonna have the uncomfortableness approach, but at the same time, it's the maintaining part. It's so hard.
Yeah.
And then as a people pleaser, to try and be I need you to stop.
Exactly.
So uncomfortable.
I understand that for sure.
Yeah. So then, besides that, and I prioritize the mom part because my dad's just chilling. He's cool. And after that is just my health, the wellness. I don't want to put a goal. Here's the thing with me. I don't want to say, okay, I need to be this way.
Yeah.
I just want to have that, continued effort okay, I'm going to the gym. I'm working out. If I can't go to the gym, I'll go for a walk.
Right.
If I can't do that, it was funny because yesterday I changed the sheets to my bed and I'm like, this is a workout already.
Hello.
Like,
yeah,
I'm going to count this.
Setting up the podcast.
Literally, these little small wins. I'm not thinking big. Like, okay, I need to burn 300 calories in the gym.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a gym rat, because I'm not in that mentality constantly, I'm like, okay, anything is a win.
Yeah.
And that's what I need to like engrave that in my head. And to you guys, like, anything is a win. If you're going through a depressive episode and you're like, you can't get out of bed, and you got out of bed to brush your teeth, that's a win.
Hashtag
like,
everything's a win.
That is a win.
Yes.
I feel like this year, with a lot that I've gone through and everything, I don't want to focus on like what makes me sad, or the fact that I miss my parents, or the fact that even though when they're here, I'm like, when are you leaving? Like, it's a love-hate relationship, but I'm really just trying to focus on the positive.
Absolutely.
Like, I'm not gonna think of a big goal. I'm gonna think of the process to get to that goal.
Yeah.
Like going to the gym, going for walks. Like, I also have this one corner. You should probably like project the things that we have, of the vision board.
Yes.
But in one corner,
I'll pop it over here while she's talking.
Yeah. In one corner, I have like just things that make me happy.
Yeah.
It's nothing like I want to see more cats or something, because I have a picture of cats, but it's what makes me happy.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna put that. I put the thing, a picture of my two women like holding hands or something, or sitting in front of the sun, whatever, and I put mom. I want a better relationship with my mom. I know we're gonna end up like bumping heads a lot or stuff, but it's something I want to work on.
Yeah.
I put the divorce part, of course.
Wow. I'm going to be decorating that party.
I cannot wait. So backstory. That should have been number one. But backstory, there was that. Overall, it's what, 4 years since there's too much. There's too much. But anyway,
we're gonna do that song, me libere, gracias a Dios, me libere.
Just put all the Christian music on. Thank you, Jesus. But yeah, that's number one as well. Like, besides the relationship with my mom, my wellness and everything, not just, and feeling like, okay, I'm grateful for the body I have.
Yes.
Instead of feeling sorry that I can't do a push-up or something because of my health. Like, full remission, I'm good. I can't keep making excuses, basically. And I just need to just keep pushing my body and just go for it.
Hashtag everything's a win. I really like that. I really like that. I mean, you make a valid point and a good point. And that's why I'm really grateful that you are here on the Lifer podcast, because like the biggest acronym is like the LY, right? Love yourself. So love yourself is basically appreciating everything about you and understanding that when you love yourself, it's all wellness. So having a good relationship with your mom, celebrating the smallest things as a win, that is part of loving yourself. That is part of wellness. If you don't have that emotional, mental foundation, then nothing else matters. So you're building that foundation so that you can flourish, you can have the apple tree, you can have. That's just a side note to like one of our.
If you're a real lifer, you'll know.
From one of our podcasts that is not on YouTube, but it's all about growing. So I really like that you put that up there. And like going back to you saying with your pictures and how you have them placed, it's also like a visual reminder too. Like sometimes you don't need to read a quote, sometimes you don't need to maybe listen to music. I know listening to music is like a good thing for you, it's something that lets you out, but sometimes you just need one little image to trigger you, to remind you, like, you know, this is what I'm doing it for, this is my why. Right? So Alexa, why you gonna do me like that on YouTube? Okay. So what else do you think, like, for someone who's like, I guess, overwhelmed, because you did say depression, and I think sometimes depression isn't just like, oh, something bad happened to me and I'm depressed. Sometimes depression can be like, I'm an overthinker like myself, or
like the
anxiety, or like you don't know where to start because you're overwhelmed. There's just too much.
Yep.
Because you see on like Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, which I don't do TikTok, you guys. I'm too old for that. Not that I'm too old for that. I just don't understand it. There's
just so many trends and stuff, and then they come and go.
Yeah,
and
it's super confusing. We watched a movie yesterday, and no, not a movie. We watched the ball drop in New York, and like
and people were like doing
I'm
this.
like, what is this? Because I'm a dancer. I love dancing. I was like, I don't know where it's come from. And Denise is like, oh yeah,
It's the way you
TikTok.
act.
I'm like, okay. So we side note a lot, by the way. So for someone who's just overwhelmed, it's like they hear vision board, they hear diet and nutrition, they hear exercise, they hear journaling, they hear meditation. Like, and
It's a lot.
It's a lot. Right. So because you said like the little wins, which I just want to hold on to that because I just think it's such a beautiful thing that you said. For someone who's like that, who doesn't know where to start at all, and it's the first, and they just like, they don't want to like disappoint themselves, what would you say they could do?
I like that you said disappoint themselves, because that overall is the idea. It's the anxiety. I mean, with me, at least I know I have a little bit of anxiety where I'm like, we're just doing a vision board. There's no right or wrong way of doing it. It's your life. It's your vision. How do you want to see it?
Yeah.
And to someone that may or may not be creative, to me, I saw it as an art project. And immediately I'm like, how can I make this look perfect? And again, any little thing is a win. So I'm like, all right, how do I want to look at this and remind myself, like you said, the way I placed the pictures, the way I wanted it to flow, to like kind of, you know, when you look at something sad, you're going to continue to look at things sad and think sadly. If you look at something happy, you're going to continue to think happy. It's just a psychological thing. For me, I put like, I think it was workout, or like just strengthening, just like feeling good about my body. Nothing in particular saying you need to work out 5 times a week, you need to lose X amount of weight, you need to do that. No, my goal is feeling stronger in my own body. That's it. And also mental health and stuff. You feel stronger, even though in the process of you working out you feel weak. But you feel stronger, you feel good, like you feel pumped, like you just pushed yourself to do something that you haven't done in XYZ amount of time, but you're like, oh shit, I'm alive.
Yeah.
Good, I made it.
That's a win. That's a win.
Like, even if you're struggling, it's a win. The fact that you put yourself to the thought is a win. The fact that you put on those sneakers is a win. The fact that you're trying is a win. And I wish I had my vision board, because there were a couple of quotes. I have a picture, but I didn't want to be here on the phone. But like, there's a couple of quotes that I like that puts it in perspective. Like, anything is a win. You think about it like, yeah, sure, I guess everything's a win. But when you put it down to like notes, like putting on your sneakers is a win. If you haven't put on shoes, you just put on flip-flops and that's it.
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes you can like rewire your brain, even if you're just gonna be home. But if you put on sneakers, you kind of want to do something.
Yeah.
And like, you gotta kind of find ways to trick your brain.
Programming, like a computer.
Exactly. Like,
you know, the software you put on your computer is gonna determine whether or not it's gonna run well, right? So you're just putting software in your mind, computer. You're programming your mind.
Exactly. I just feel like you have to do that. You know, as I'm talking, I'm like, what was the main question that you asked me? 'Cause I'm like, am I going off right now?
No, I think the biggest takeaway, I guess, is for someone who's overwhelmed, like it's the first, and I, meditate, journal, like all these things are being thrown at them.
Kind of go
what
step
to
by
do,
step.
and the main thing is go step by step. We're just kind of going all over the place, just kind of showing you like what we're doing to start the new year to keep us where we want to be, in a happy place, in a positive place. And it's okay not to be happy or positive all the time either. It's okay if you want to do a vision board like we did. We're just like
you can have it in the back of your head.
Yeah. So like, now to kind of go on to my vision board, what I really liked, and I didn't even notice it, to be honest, until I taped it over my old vision board from last year, is last year I had like very, very detailed particular things, right? And one of them, which I'll tell you at the end, that was on my vision board last year, came true this year, which we'll talk about that in a minute.
You can guess.
You could probably already guess, but I went to go put the vision board up, and I was like, wait a minute. It's just like, it's a big picture of how I see my life in general. And I really liked how I was I didn't know it, I guess subconsciously, I started programming my brain to where I wasn't nitpicking every little thing. I started looking at the bigger picture, and that showed in how I presented my vision board this year.
You've grown a lot.
Growth. It shows growth. Yeah, absolutely. And for me, color is a thing. Like, I have a particular aesthetic. And so color makes me happy. And, you know, my whole vision board is beige. Just want to mention that. Just like my house.
She's like, did you notice anything? I'm like, yeah, it's beige. She's like, I know.
So even like something so little as that, like color, like if it makes you happy, do it. But yeah, for me, it was more about, I started realizing as an overthinker and as someone who does have anxiety, that I'm prone to like pick at the most very little minuscule thing in my relationships, in my life, and everything. And to show that I've grown, like my vision board is reflecting the bigger picture, which is just absolutely amazing for me. Like, I'm very excited about that. So even if you don't have a vision board, if you just look back in retrospect on your life and you've seen where you've grown, that's also like something that is good for the new year. That's also a reset, because you constantly want to like look at where you are and try to have an idea of where you're going, like the bigger picture. So I think 2 key words for us in this podcast would be every little thing is a win and the bigger picture. Would you say that too?
I also want to point out, start reviewing your relationship with people around you, because I don't want to sound Spanish here and be like, oh, dime con quien tú andas y yo te digo quién tú eres. In translation, tell me who you hang out with and I'll tell you who you are. I don't want to point that out, but I want to say, pay attention to how you're happy around specific people, whether that be your mom, your dad, your siblings, like whether that be with your cousins, if you're just intimate with your family, or your friends, for example. We've known each other for like over 10 years.
And my mom knew her when she was little. I just saying,
so
you're
cool.
tell the story.
So cool.
Yeah, I gotta get a kombucha for this. I don't know. Excuse me.
Commercial.
Do you want a kombucha?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Her mom was my like preschool teacher, if I'm not mistaken. And the funny thing is that she was in that school and I only went to that school for 1 year, and I don't know why.
Yeah, you don't
Of all the years, and I went to my main school for like 8 years, and that 1 year I went to your mom's school.
Yeah.
I was like, I loved her. And then I had pictures and everything. I guess I think it was kindergarten graduation, and I was like, oh my god. I think, I'm not sure, but then years later, we danced like for the Sweet 16s.
Yeah.
We danced. You were the choreographer.
Yep.
And
I still choreograph.
Mhm.
Just in case, you know, you got a wedding or a party and you know me, or you know someone who knows me. Anyway, continue.
we're talented and gifted. And so after that, and so we danced and everything, and then, you know, people get married and stuff happens, and so anyway, moving on. We rekindled the relationship, the friendship.
Yeah.
I think you reached out for my birthday in March.
Yeah.
Around that time,
Around that time.
Hey. I think it was a little bit beforehand.
It was
but
a little bit before, because I celebrated birthday with you, or not like separate. You came over for your birthday.
Yeah. I forgot what the conversation was. I'm not sure. Maybe it was New Year's. Like, oh, Happy New Year's.
Yeah.
And then, so it's a 1 year anniversary. We're so annoying like that. So we rekindled the friendship and everything. And then I feel like from that point on, we just became the bestest of friends. Like, we've known each other for so long, yet we never really had like a grown-up relationship, friendship. It was always like, oh, well, you're in this relationship, but we never really followed up and stuff like that. Yeah. But anyway, moving on. I forgot the topic. You see how often this is? It's so bad.
Mommy having your picture, and then I found it, and I knew it was
you found it. It's in the back. I should have taken a picture of that too. But yeah, it was like You know when you're in the crowd, your kids, you're in the crowd in gym class or something, or in the gym auditorium, whatever you want to call it, and they're taking a picture. This person, like, focused it on me. Like, they were good. Like, they focused it on me, and all the kids around me were, like, blurry. Yeah. And it's funny because my brother, Jonathan, he's like, wow, this person did really good. I had seen it before.
Really?
I don't know if I have it or
maybe
whatever.
Mommy had it up at some time.
I don't know. Yeah. Or maybe, I don't know. Whatever. But I had seen it before. And then you were like, oh, it was when you still lived nearby my house. It was years ago.
Oh, okay.
And you're like, oh, I have a question. Is this you? And you sent it to me. And I was like, shut the front door. Like, what? And you're like, oh my God, it was in my mom's album. I was like, shut up. Like, what? Anyway, I remember the point of this is basically check the energy around you. Mm-hmm. I feel like you can have your goals. You can, like, be positive towards everything and be like, okay, I want this, this, and this done. But yet, you might have a cousin. You might have a friend. You might have even your boyfriend. Mm-hmm. Check yourself.
Yeah.
Like, people can have the intentions of wanting the best for you by continuously following up with you, and you're like, oh, the attention, you feel good, whatever. But at the end of the day, it might just be they're just keeping tabs on you. And they're just like, they said that they wanted to do this year. Let me hit her up in March and be like, so how's it going? And just be like, ha, told you weren't gonna do nothing. Like, you weren't gonna accomplish anything.
Like, people can, like, drain you from your energy or, like, take away instead of adding to. And I actually got really emotional when she just said that, because for me, I've been a loner for quite some time now. Anybody who's followed me, whether it's on, like, my actual YouTube channel, Betty Perez, or my previous podcast where I talk about, you know, being alone, suffering with depression, not feeling like I have friends, you know, when Denise came into my life, I guess you could say, like, she added so much light and love, and for this year, I can confidently say, for once in a very long time, that I know I'm not alone. Like, I feel like I have Denise here as a friend and as a family, and I can count on her, and that's such a healing feeling. It's not even like happy feeling or grateful feeling. Yes, obviously I'm grateful for her, and I am happy she's in my life. But knowing that there's a person out there who brings love and light into your life, it's literally a feeling of healing, like old wounds being, like, just covered over. I don't know if that makes sense.
I get it.
And, like, to have that type of support is super important to me, and it has changed my life. It's made my life better, and I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful to have that. Like, you don't understand the magnitude of just pure joy and light you bring into my life and to Nala's life. So I just want to tell you how much I'm so grateful for that. Like, you don't understand. So
I'm like watching your eyes, like,
I'm trying to hold it in because she means, like, a lot to me. So yeah.
Thank you.
So when you say, like, love yourself, fully equipped, like, when you learn to love yourself, then there's gonna be people that come into your life that love you.
Amen.
And I think there was such a long period of time for me that I just hated myself, and I was like, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? Which I really still do in, like, my romantic relationships, which I'm working on.
But I feel like you've come such a long way. Yeah. I'm not saying because I showed up in your life.
Yeah, no.
But I feel like I help, like
your feedback gives me insight on, like, wait a minute, it's not you.
Yeah, it's never you.
And
I feel like there was another thing I put on my vision board, and I keep forgetting, like, the wording exactly, but it was basically like, at least you're trying, and, like, even though, like you're putting yourself out courage. There. I think it was like, give yourself courage to try something even if you fail it.
Yeah.
The first time.
Yeah.
Basically, keep trying. So even though you're not supposed to, there are some people out there, but you're not supposed to just find the love of your life the next day.
Yeah. But if you're out there.
Betty Perez.
She is.
Right. You need a cook? Yes. You need motivation? Yes. You need inspiration to do anything in life? She will, like, confidently be a number one cheerleader. She got a dog, pretty dog, very pretty dog, very common dog, and everything. Like, she will love the hell out of you. Like, you don't understand. Like, you, in a non-weird way, you're gonna be like, oh my god, like, no one's gonna love me like my mom. She will. As long as you love her back like that. And Nala!
So this was
I woke you up. I'm sorry.
This was who was on my vision board last year, and now she's here. She's here. I said on my vision board last year in December, have a dog one day, and then I got her 3 days after my birthday, and she's my best friend, and I love her so much. I love her so much. She's great. She's super, super great.
So if that doesn't give you the confidence that something in your vision board will continue to do.
Yeah, I think like just to kind of close it up, because we could go on forever, which we will do other podcasts for sure now.
We got dates saved.
I think like the biggest takeaway of this podcast, because I know we've like been everywhere, right, left, up, down, center, is that everything is a win. Constantly live your life, understanding and like loving yourself, and you can close off because the doorbell just went.
Constantly love yourself. Constantly just be aware of your surroundings. Know that if in that moment, another thing, in that moment, feel the feeling, feel the emotion, but don't sit in it. Like, do something. For example, I read something or I heard something or watched something saying like, you wore this outfit, you feel good in the morning, you're like, you love yourself in this outfit. Later that day, if someone comes up to you and says, oh, that looks so horrible, like, why would you wear that? Or something not as atrocious as that said to you, but review it. Take that as, okay, that was your comment, but this morning I felt good in my outfit. I felt good about myself. I'm not gonna let you like change my point of view on how I feel today. And try not to let that ruin your entire day. It'd be different. Like, I feel like, I don't wanna say rainbows and sunshines, nothing is perfect, but I feel like, look at the situation yourself. Don't let other people just change your point of view throughout the day, because then you don't have an original thought. It's your life. You are literally you're literally the writer, you're the publisher, you're everything. You can change things throughout life. You can change it. You can say, you know what, I don't want to be friends with you, or you could just go MIA. You could just ghost them, like whatever. I mean, that's a harder approach, but I feel like once you realize, okay, I don't like how this person makes me feel, I don't like how they talk to me, I try to set boundaries, it's not going anywhere, remove yourself. That is like the biggest piece you can get. Just remove yourself. So yeah. She said I could close it off, but go ahead, follow. I don't know what to do.